Alright, what's up everybody? We are the Minecrafters. This is Ingrimmm,
And I'm CaptainJack.
who suddenly became a southerner. And we are here with part 2 of the scrap generation tutorial series.
Oh, my left
Mini-series.
key didn't work.
You're what? You sliding around?
Yeah.
Too much grog?
Too much rum.
Too much rum. Alright, part 2, Bonemeal Pulverizer. This is an alternate to the blaze rod. If you are not lucky enough to have a blaze rod yet, you can make this. This is actually a lot more compact.
It doesn't look like a boat, though.
No, it's very unboat-like. But it could be, you put it in the bottom of a boat.
Why is there gunpowder bouncing all over the
Why
place?
in the world's going on?
I don't know.
The Tower of Terror.
The Tower of Power.
And I have magnet mode on for some reason.
Oh, that's why stuff's
That's why.
flying all over the place, because it's killing things from miles away.
By the way, that's called the automatic mob zapper. We have a tutorial on that.
What?
Let's just get some disclaimers out of the way. These are these are industrial information panels. We have a tutorial on that.
Oh, we should have said that in the last video. Holy crap. Yeah,
know.
please don't ask what these are, because we're going to tell you right now. They're industrial information panels, and we'll tell you how to color them, put text in, and all kinds of other crap in CaptainJack's wacky...
And there's a giant cactus. Really, I watched that video just for the giant cactus.
The world's
I gotta
tallest
be honest.
cactus.
The world's tallest cactus.
You don't know what's coming until the very end.
Oh, so spoiler alert. Anyway. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take bone meal. We're going to pulverize it into... Well, that's retarded. We're going to take bone and pulverize it into bone meal. Then we're going to use a minium stone to recombine the bone meal back into a bone and then repulverize the bone. It seems like a lot of insanity, except for the fact that you get more bone meal than it takes. So you get a lot of scrap, and since this is a scrap generation tutorial, that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, you can also, as an aside, if you have a biofuel generator or whatever bioreactor, you can throw bone meal into a bioreactor.
Are you serious?
Yes, it
Why
will
did we
work.
not do that?
That's that rig I had set up over there.
We almost broke the nether trying to do lava. We could have just done this. Whoa.
Lava?
Yeah,
Oh.
remember in our Tekkit Lite Let's Play series? Shameless plug. There's
Yeah,
a
but-
lot of that going
No,
on.
it doesn't generate nearly as fast because the biogenerator
It works better with... Yeah, but
it
this
works
is
better
infinite,
with multiple
man.
things. It is
Oh,
infinite.
that
You're
was
right.
dumb of us.
Anyways.
All right, anyway.
Sorry
so
for that.
that
late
stupidity
bit of information.
aside.
You know what? I'll put one in at the end here to show.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you work on that while I work on this.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do, you're going to need redstone conduit. You can use golden conductive pipe, but it tends to blow up. So use redstone conduit because it never blows up. You're going to need some blue wire, a sorting machine, a pulverizer from the thermal expansion mod, autocrafting table mark II from Amibis mods, and paintbrush and pneumatic tube and sorting machines come from the red power mod. So those are all in Tekkit Lite. You already have them already. This is a machine frame recipe. Just show this real quick in case you don't know how to make it. You're going to need this thing called a redstone reception coil, and you're going to put those together with some flint and a piston and some copper to make a pulverizer. And the reason we're going to use a pulverizer is because if we pulverize a bone, let's see how if you just use a shapeless crafting, you only get 3. That's not good enough because you need 3 bone meal to make 1 bone. So forget what I said about 2. I was thinking blaze. But anyway, a pulverizer actually gives you 6. Okay, so that's 1 bone making 2 bone meals worth of...
Yeah, right over there.
And oh my word, I'm stumbling over my words. You can't use a macerator because it doesn't give you enough to make a second one, so it's kind of a waste. So we're going to use these things called pulverizers instead.
What
okay?
is wrong with this machine?
In order to get this to work... Ignore what he said. This machine does work. It's an operator error. In order to do this, we're actually going to need this thing called a buffer. And in order to make a buffer, you need wooden transport pipe and a redstone engine. And you're going to put those together like this with a chest, and it makes this thing called a buffer. And you'll see why. We're gonna work through what in the world's going on. So actually, that's all the stuff you need. This is a lot easier to make than the bone or the blaze rod macerator, but it uses these awesome things from thermal expansion. So place the redstone energy conduit or your golden conductive pipe down the bottom. Then on top of that, place a pulverizer. Configure it like this. I'll show this really quick. Your blue is going to be your input. You want that to come from the top. And red is going to be your output. You want that to go to the left or right side depending on where you are. So if on this side, on the left side, you need the output to come out the right. And on the right side, you want the red thing to be on the left. Okay? And that's how you set these guys up. Put them one space apart. In the middle, all you're going to do is slap a buffer in the middle between these two. Again, remember to have them configured properly. And then the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to do this kind of weird shenanigans with these sorting machines. If you can't tell, let me just get my flying on here. The two pulverizers need to have input into this blue square. So take a sorting machine and get it in your inventory. Grab it like this. Probably have to prop yourself up on a block or use a screwdriver to rotate them. But you're just going to go shift and click and put it facing downward into the top of the pulverizer. I apologize for the screen bouncing around. Do that same thing on the other side. Okay. Then on top of the buffer, you're going to need to aim the other way, just like you just saw me do, and the sorting machine is going to basically pull out of the buffer. So we'll explain what's going to happen in just a second. Now, these sorting machines need to be set up into this thing called rotating redstone mode, where they will provide their own redstone signal as soon as there's anything in the inventory above them. All of them can be set up the same way, right? Again, rotating redstone mode, except for this guy coming out of the buffer, and he's kind of a special needs thing. So he's going to again be in rotating redstone mode. He's going to be in this stack fulfillment, whatever in the world that means. It's going to fulfill an entire column at one time and then move to the next one. If you've already seen the blaze rod tutorial, you've seen that in action. And for the same reason in the blaze rod tutorial, we're going to need to color these clusters of bone meal different things. We're going to say 3 of them are going to get tagged white, 3 of them are going to get tagged orange, 6 of them are going to get tagged black. Again, remember that we're macerating, or rather pulverizing a bone on either side of these and making 6 bone meal per side, which comes into here in the buffer, and there's going to be 12 in the buffer. Then we need to split it out. We need to send 3 back into one side, 3 back into the other, and 6 into the scrap generation end of this whole rig. Alright, so hopefully that made sense. The next thing you're going to do is you need to put your pneumatic tubing. Slap that right on the top there. Also, you're going to need to protect the sides because we're going to put down an automatic crafting table. And although it might seem that you can get away with it, you do not want them to touch the sides because we have to color code the top. Otherwise, you end up starving a side out and all the bone meal goes into one side and not the other. So go ahead and remember that in our sorting machine here we tagged 3 of them white, 3 of them orange. And then you can see on the top we painted pneumatic tube. One side is white and one side is orange. We're going to alternate those colors as the machine gets larger and larger. So at this point, the only thing that we're missing is the actual recombination stage. So grab your automatic crafting table Mark II, slap it down, and then use a screwdriver to rotate it so that its top is actually its bottom. So you want the output to be on the bottom. You're going to put your, I'm going to look at the next one here, you're going to put your minium stone in there, build a recipe, 3 bone meal and a minium stone, get you 1 bone, and the pneumatic tubes are going to control the input. Okay, do the same thing, same exact thing for the other side. Remember that you need to color the tops of these pneumatic tubes, and the pneumatic tube should not be touching the sides of the automatic crafting table, and you can use a cover from Red Power 2. Just take a handsaw to any block and slap it on there to protect the sides. And then here we go. This is a complete rig. And the beauty of this thing is look how compact this is. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes too long. I think there's like 24 machines here in total.
Yeah, 10 per row.
10 per row. Okay, so there's 20. And can you turn it on back there?
Yeah, look at all the purple stuff I made.
Oh, you already made all that already?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright, let's see this thing in action. So here we go. It's whirring to life.
Which it was not working before. I had to destroy this little thing to make it work.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with this little thing. Actually, there's something severely bugged with our redstone
Exactly.
signals
That's why
in this
I had
world.
to do that.
But anyway, look at all that scrap. That's a ton. Look at all that. How fast. It already filled up the ender chest.
Oh, here, let me connect it to my awesome bioreactor here.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it up. Okay, so let's take a look at the tops here. You can kind of see if you look really, really close, the white tagged items are coming into the top of the white here. See how they're getting put into this recipe? They're going to make a bone. The bone's going to get sucked out with this sorting machine and put into, let me just break this for a second, put into the pulverizer. See this graphics glitch? There's no redstone signal here, but for some reason this thing is turning
everything is
itself
still
on.
working fine.
So random. But anyway, the pulverizer is going to grind the bone, or pulverize the bone into 6 bone meal, which we can see coming in here, and that sorting machine is whirring away trying to sort everything out. Like the blaze rod setup, this thing is infinitely expandable, so you can, like you saw here, we have 20 in a row. You can do 100 in a row if you want, doesn't matter. When we go to the cobblestone generation, it's obviously even more compact. So there you go. And use the redstone energy conduit. We're just powering those really quick with energy cells. You need to take one of these 2 wrenches, and that didn't work. So I mean creative. One of these 2 wrenches, and make sure that you reconfigure this to pull power out of the energy cell. Don't do that either. And then that will power the machines on the bottom, which is fine. And it will never explode. It'll run all by itself. It'll shut off as soon as it's full. Or you can do like what the captain has done here. You made all that already?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that thing's fast.
Oh, bro.
I think I need wooden conductive pipe for this right here.
What are you doing?
It'll generate power. Oh.
You should just use redstone energy conduit.
Yeah, well, I should do that, but...
You should not be so horrible at this.
See? There we go. Check it out.
What?
The
So
captain's
there you go.
purple goo power plant.
And this is why the bone meal is better than the blaze rod.
Yeah, look how much it's generating, too. It's
really is
going
quite a bit.
pretty good clip there. So
Oh,
there's
my
another
word.
use for this
Man, that would have made our lives so much easier.
contraption. Sorry.
Oh, man.
I just thought of it right now.
Fail. Anyway, so there you go.
What's that? Wait,
What? What's this?
I'm almost done with it.
What's that?
Get away!
When do we get to see it?
Um,
Oh, in the next one?
maybe in part 3.
Maybe in part 3.
Because we saved the best for last.
Alright, actually we did. The cobblestone that's coming up is the better route of all 3 of these, so we kind of did accidentally save the best for last.
Alright.
And we get to see what in the world the captain's giant red thing is over there.
Yeah, don't forget to visit us at our website. It's the Minecrafters.com Facebook page. We're the Minecrafters.com on Facebook as well. Check us out there. Follow us. All kinds of crazy stuff happens there. And
Side effects may include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and sudden death.
becoming a pirate.
Alright.
All right, we'll see you next time for part 3, guys.
Stay poised.